Hey YouTubers, it's Drew. Thanks so much for watching this video. This is my official review of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. If you haven't played through this game all the way through, you probably want to stop watching this video because there will be spoilers. Trust me, you don't want to know that Link defeats Ganon and saves the princess. I am so sorry. Sorry. I know it's a totally new plot line. They've never done it before. Oh man, that just slipped out. But in all seriousness, there are spoilers. Like why Link wakes up in the Shrine of Resurrection, who the champions are, where the Master Sword is, can your horse really die, can I really play the game naked the whole time, is that guy Falco from Star Fox? Well, no, he's not, but you never know. Distant relative. The first time I played Breath of the Wild, I was nervous. I was nervous that I would get bored. I was nervous that the world would be too big and I would get lost too easily. But guys, the game was really a breath of fresh air. Pun intended. I could not get rid of the dumb grin on my face when I played this game. I had complete freedom. Getting to know everything on the Great Plateau was incredible. Learning how to hunt, cook meals, find hidden chests, finding a pack of bokoblins up close and taking a stealthy approach or going head on. It was the best tutorial in a game without holding your hand. Once I had my fill of the Great Plateau and thinking it was getting a little too small for my taste, I landed in the rest of Hyrule, and then I felt like I was starting over. This world is bigger than big. Bigger than you could ever imagine, bigger than any other open world game I've ever played. You'd expect to run on foot for like 20 minutes in some odd direction, and then you'd come to a dead end and think, oh, there's nothing this way, I better turn around. But I would literally stumble onto a side mission that was bigger than I bargained for, and it actually had impact in my playthrough of the game. You would find unique bosses, maze shrines, dark forests, dragons. The combat in this game was a challenge. No longer could you just button mash your way to victory. You had to think before you went into a situation. You couldn't just run head on sometimes. Sometimes you had to take a stealthy approach, or sometimes you had to use the environment to your advantage. Breath of the Wild has a point A and a point B, but there is no restrictions. You can literally walk out the door and go wherever you want. It's amazing. Everyone will have a completely different experience playing this game. And the reason for that is because Breath of the Wild's story. Most of the story in Breath of the Wild is told to you in flashbacks. There are 14 memories that you have to track down in Hyrule. But really, it's more of a story about Zelda. She's been told her whole life that she's meant to harness this power of the goddess, but she's struggling to find her confidence and her courage, and then comes Link, who's destined to be the hero, and he is the hero. So there's a bit of a jealousy factor there. Over the course of the flashbacks, the two of them build a friendship, and dare I say, romance? Now, the present-day story you can do in your own time, and in any order. 4 areas across the map have their own self-contained stories that you can do in any order and each advance the overall story. At each location, you meet with a descendant of one of the 4 champions, and are tasked with stopping the Divine Beast who is under the control of Ganon, and in so doing, you free the champion's spirit and gain their power. I wouldn't say that Nintendo neglected the story, but you can skip it. At best, the story that the player will definitely experience is Link wakes up in the Shrine of Resurrection on the Great Plateau, he gets off of it, and he goes to Hyrule Castle, and he defeats Ganon, saves the princess. That's it. But you see, the main quest has so much more to unpack than that. This story is a Link who already is the hero of Hyrule, and everyone knows it. He gave his life to help awaken the hero in Zelda, and in turn gets another chance to be the hero of Hyrule and stop Ganon. I have come to the conclusion that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is my favorite video game ever. And I think that most people would have to admit that it's one of the best video games of all time. I know gamers who don't play Zelda games at all, and I know gamers who, they're more of the first-person shooter types, or dare I say, EA Games type. But they all have to admit that Breath of the Wild was a fresh concept, it was inventive, it changed the gaming industry forever. Now, before I close this video out, I do have to nitpick. I didn't like how we didn't get a big variety of dungeons. We got 120 shrines. Where's my forest dungeon? Where's my fire dungeon? Where's my sky dungeon? You know what I mean? Now, we did get a pretty sweet dungeon at the end of the game, and that was Hyrule Castle. It was longer than any of the other dungeons could have hoped for. Boss fights at every turn, collectibles, big giant thunderbolt swords. It was great. my last nitpick. I really missed Ganondorf. Oh, I missed Ganondorf so much. We had so much talk about Calamity Ganon. Using the name Ganon, you expect to see Ganon. But no, we got a floaty purple mist that then was like a giant bearded guardian guy he looked like a crab. You know what I mean? He looked like, you know what he looked like? He looked like the big bug monster from Men in Black with a beard. What I'm saying is that Ganondorf has a personality. Ganondorf uses his words. You know what I mean? Where's his laugh? I wanted his laugh. When you use the name Ganon, you want Ganon, you know what I mean? What did you guys think? Did you like Breath of the Wild? Did you not like it? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. Subscribe to Game of Thumbs if you haven't already, and please hit me a thumbs up below if you enjoyed the video. And as always, happy gaming.